I'm jumping on the hype train. I think the 2023 NBA draft class has the opportunity to be legendary. I can't remember, as long as I've been following the draft and looking at prospects, the last time that I fell in love with so many different prospects, not just the top 5 guys. I think throughout this draft, there's a number of guys who have shown us great things, and I think that have fallen in the draft process. Cam Whitmore, for example, going 20 when I had him slated in top 5. So this is a very good draft class, and I want to talk about these guys, and I want to talk about what has happened in the Summer League up to this point, because it's been a very interesting Summer League. Now, disclaimer, all of this is not guaranteed to translate to the NBA, but based on what I'm seeing so far, I have to go just off that sample size, and it's a very good sample size. Now, last night, had Asar Thompson, and talking about his brother really quickly, hoping that he gets back, recovering from that injury, and I want to see him back on the court, because I think these two going against each other in a matchup will be very interesting and exciting basketball. Now, getting back to Asar. Before I talk about the good, I do want to say he has 7 turnovers, and that's what gave me kind of the edge with a min over him, because I said a better playmaker, a true floor general. I think he could be elite in that category and really has a better feel and overall decision making. Now, Ausar Thompson, especially looking at the Detroit Pistons' current outlook, they got Jaden Ivey, they got Cade Cunningham. This is kind of a loaded backcourt. So I don't know if he will be more of a traditional wing rather than a guard, but just talking about last night, he also made some good passes, even though he had the turnovers. Had 17 points, 9 rebounds, and defensively, he hounded Gradey Dick the entire night. Now, Gradey Dick had a good game in his own right, but I want to talk about a couple plays. We all know the play where he got the block, and then he also got the steal and then went at it and got a reverse alley-oop. So he's doing all of these things. He's going both ways with it. And even really got to pull up mid-range, got the buzzer beater 3. I think that was at the end of the second half. But he got that, and those were 2 jump shots that I really saw out of him. So now talking about it, coming out of OTE, people had something to say. They said this is not the level of competition. This is not overseas competition. This is not G League competition. It's not college competition. And I want to give a shout out to OTE, because put some respect on their name. Looking at Amin and Asar, because, okay, throw it all out the window. We can say these guys won't be this special in the NBA. Hypothetically, I think they will. But if we want to say that, okay. Look at the competition they're going against. These guys are 2-year, 1-and-dones, 3-year, 4-year college guys, even guys who have NBA experience playing against them in the summer league, and they're showing that they're special. They're showing that there's something different in them than there is in the other guys. So where's that coming from? If they're coming out of OTE, the competition wasn't on par, why are they so good so early? And even a men playing one game, injuring his ankle, I still think that these guys will be dominant. One of the best twin duos that we've seen in a long time. I like the Morris twins. I like some other twins, but I think this is 2 twins we can see in the All-Star game. I think this is possibly 2 twins, if I'm getting too far, let me know, that we can see in the All-NBA game. So now, talking about this, they've worked on their jump shot. They've worked on their games. And really, I think he has a more fluid motion, talking about mechanically now, but still has a ways to go as far as jump shooting. And with Jaden Ivey, with Cade Cunningham, with some of the guys on this team, he's going to need to be that shooter, because we look at a roster, a lot of these guys are playmakers, slashers. So he's going to have to be that guy who can spot up in the corner. But he can also facilitate as well. Did a lot of that last night. Just want to clean up the turnovers, but I really loved what I saw out of Ausar Thompson. He's been hooping. So also shout out Jalen Duren. He got a different bag right now. He's coming up court, dribbling, pull up mid-range. I did not see that last year. I did not see that at Memphis. I saw a traditional big man who was ultra athletic, but you seeing guys working on their game. And when we talk about the percentages and how guys are playing, I would rather you experiment and do things you've worked on in the offseason in the summer league than get in the NBA and now you're shooting 15% from the 3. So I like to see that out of Jalen Duren. Now talking about Gradey Dick, he had 22 points. He had 22, 7, and 3. So a very solid game out of him, going against Asar Thompson, going against some of these other guys, and really just a good shooter, even though he went 2 of 10 from the 3-point line, 8 of 19 from the field. But still, take those shots. Build that confidence, because when we get to the regular season, you're going to be dealing with the guys who've been there. You're dealing with a Scotty Barnes. You're dealing with a Pascal Siakam. So keep taking those shots. Understand you are that guy. You were picked very high for a reason. And I really like him. I think he could be a solid contributor on this team in his rookie season. Now, the next guy. And regardless of what some people may believe, Chet Holmgren is my hot candidate for the rookie class. And I talk about rookie of the year. And the reason that I said a rookie class rather than draft class, he was drafted last year. Now, we know he got injured with the LeBron play, but now this is about to be his first NBA season. And I think he's going to be rookie of the year. I can't back off of that take because I see it. Offensively, working on his jump shot, I'm seeing all the things. And even from the free throw line, he went 7 of 8. He's pulling up from mid-range. Now, the Indiana Pacers had a funny defensive game plan. They didn't really play a lot of defense last night. He was the pick and roll guy. He was rolling open. I mean, time after time after time. On the other side, I like what Jarris Walker did as well. Another guy I went to bat for. But Chet Holmgren defensively, and this is like, we say Victor Wembanyama. We've never seen something like this before. Victor Wembanyama is 7'3". I'm gonna ride with that take right there because I've seen without shoes, he's 7'3" and about 3'8". So when he has shoes on, he gets up to about 7'4", a little close to 7'5". I'm gonna call him 7'3", 7'4". But Chet Holmgren, he's a footer as well. So adding to that, seeing the bag he has in his game, he can take guys off of the wing. He can dribble the ball up the court. He can shoot the basketball. He has a 7'5" wingspan. So he can do all of these things that Victor can do. Victor just has a couple inches over him. I mean, we look at this and we seem so mesmerized, the best prospect in team sports. But we got to look at Chet. Look at how he's playing, and I think that he's a guy who has added to his frame. A lot of people say Victor Wembanyama, he's a stick right now. He doesn't have a lot of weight to his frame. Chet has added some weight to his frame now. I've seen some people talking about Giannis transformations. Chet Holmgren is not going to get that big. I don't think so. But if he does, I mean, I don't think it will affect his game that much. But looking at him right now, he's a very good player and excited to see what he's going to do with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Lou Dort, Trey Mann, all of the Josh Giddey. We know what Josh Giddey is. So very interesting, high upside for this team. I'm seeing playoffs for the Oklahoma City Thunder this year and another all-NBA season from Shai, one of the best guards in the game. Put some respect on his name. Now, talking about some other things, Cason Wallace, a guy who can shoot that three. Keontae Johnson, their second-round pick, had 18 points, 7 and 9 from the field. So we're seeing good things out of all of these guys. And Jarris Walker had a pretty poor shooting night, but I'm really interested in his upside, especially with this young core. They were a team that was kind of that traditional power forward wing away. Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, Buddy Hield, Turner. So a lot going on. And we look at a game with the Boston Celtics, Los Angeles Lakers. We got Jalen Hood-Schifino, and then we got Jordan Walsh. Another second-round pick, and I didn't think Jordan Walsh would be doing what he's doing right now because I watched Arkansas basketball, and I seen he was a guy who was an All-American coming out of high school, McDonald's All-American. So now I'm looking at him, and I'm saying, where's the offensive game at Arkansas? But, oh, boy, it's came in. Now I think he's just building on confidence. So that's a lot of that's a big thing with these guys in the summer league. He's building on confidence. 10 of 20 from the field, 2 of 7 from the three. And looking at how he's shooting the basketball, has a pure form, getting to the rim, a great cutter, doing a lot of things that we know defensively, that's his bread and butter. So we look at how Jaylen Brown came up, how Tatum came up. These guys with this 3-and-D arsenal, he's on the right team to build that type of skill set because guys who've done it at high levels, Jaylen Brown, a prime example. He's a guy who was a 3-and-D. Now he's more of a real pure scorer, and he can still play defense. So if Jordan Walsh can develop his scoring to that type of level with the defense that he already has, it's a very high ceiling there. I mean, I'm really excited. Even going to the Orlando Magic, Jet Howard balling, son of Jawan Howard. We got Anthony Black. I think Anthony Black, he's going to be better when he's with his true guys. I think that's the type of thing for him, especially being the playmaker that he is. But he had 14 rebounds. I mean, we know that's what he kind of is, a guy who can rebound, push the pace, pure point guard, can score, but not really a great shooter at this point. So I like to see that, but I mean, Imani Bates is balling. Gigi Jackson has some solid showings. I like a lot of what I'm seeing out of this summer league so far, and I think this draft class, Scoot Henderson, a guy who could have been one in probably about the past how many draft classes. So a guy like that falling to 3, Amin could have been a top 3 pick. Asar could have been a top 3. We don't even know what Bilal Cullaby is going to be. That's a freak out of the Metropolitan. So it's so many different things. I look Taylor Hendricks, all of these guys. I think that. Now, we know some guys are not going to pan out in the NBA, but if I had to go what I believe and what I truly think, this will be a stacked draft class. This is going to be one of the ones, and we haven't really had that to the level of what we think in the past couple of years, but I see so many great players in this one. And like I said, this may age poorly. A lot of things do that I say, but really like the draft class. Brandon Miller. So let me know what you think about this draft class. Who's been your sleeper? Comment your sleeper in this summer league down and below in the comments. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about how you feel this draft class stacks up to some of those we've had in the past. But that's going to do it for today's video. Just wanted to touch on this because I saw Asar balling. I could not go without making this video. But thank you for watching. As always, subscribe for more sports content. That's going to do it. And now we out.